Here's the funny thing that we've noticed. We teach clients to start out by just setting up what we call a wealth coordination account. The wealth coordination account is, as you might imagine, people that make a lot of income tend to do this. No one's taught them to do a ton of strategy. Here's what the future needs to look like. Here's how much capital at work I need. It's just, I'm setting aside more money than I'm making, and it's going into a holding tank. And then an opportunity presents itself, or a salesman comes and offers something to me. And then I just, I got enough surplus to do that. I'll do it. And people repeat that process over and over again, especially once you get over that about $420,000 of annual income. That puts you in the top 1% of all households. It's very easy. Build surplus, deploy, build surplus, deploy, non-strategic. First thing we do is teach clients to make a commitment. And I don't care if it's $25 a month to start with. If people are getting coached by us, or if they listen to our podcast, you just take some amount of money every month and put it toward asset building, not savings. And we have a whole strategy is why we don't use the word savings, but we need to put it toward asset building. We put it in the wealth coordination account, whatever amount they start with every month, but that wealth coordination account becomes a buffer against all of our other money. This is money that's going to buy assets, and we become less susceptible to somebody convincing us to buy an asset with more money than we have, which oftentimes ends up as liabilities. Letting that build, realizing we need to buy assets with it. And then when those assets have profitability, like somebody investing in a piece of real estate, put your money in your wealth coordination account till it's enough to buy a piece of real estate. It buys the real estate. When the real estate has cash flow, where should it go back to? The wealth coordination account to get redeployed back out. Otherwise, it ends up in the household checking when an asset has profit. Mm-hmm. We feel a little more flush, feeling good. Like, honey, why don't we head to Hawaii? It'll be great. We've been doing good. And that money gets what we call lost in the sauce of life. So simple things. As soon as somebody sets up a wealth coordination account, we do not encourage budgeting in the typical sense at all. Just setting an amount of money you're committed to putting in a wealth coordination account. And we've spent our entire lives making it on what's left over. So if we just make a commitment to buy assets first and then live off the remainder, we suddenly end up in the position where life just works out and people automatically end up setting aside more money, because instead of thinking about real planning, which on average for business owners, there was a study out not too long ago where they will on average only look at it about 20% of the years. Like that means 1 in 5.
Wow.
And so it puts them in the position where they're actually just doing something about it monthly, just shoving the money into an account, and that automatically increases awareness. Just like if somebody tracks their calories or weighs themselves every day, and spending tends to change without us having input. That's part one. Part two is we just make a commitment to do what's called, and this would be a good distinction for everybody, have a marginal propensity to save, which means when you make more money, how much of that can you set aside? Which means you get to enjoy more money every time you make more money. So if we have somebody who's making, say, $300,000 a year, but they're only setting aside 10% to various 401ks, et cetera, what we do is just say, well, how about the next pay increase? We set a 50% marginal savings rate, and we send that straight to your asset building. Well, that means when they make 350, they can enjoy 25 more and set aside 25 more. And we make the commitment out of their future, because all of us can look back to 10 years ago and the amount of money we made then versus now. And man, we thought if we're making this kind of money, I'd work for like one more year and I'd be retired. It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. But if we make the commitment out of the future, people can take that much better. So we don't have to go through some big budget. In fact, that's what most people get hung up by. People are so inefficient with the decisions they make now. They'll say, Dwaine, I can't save any more money. I can't go meet with a financial advisor. But if it's a financial advisor that has appropriate and uncommon knowledge, they can teach you where your current decisions are inefficient enough that you can redeploy your cash flow and actually send more money to assets on a consistent basis without, quote unquote, saving more money or budgeting.